Chosen one, listen closely. Something powerful is happening around you right now. This message didn't reach you by accident. If you're hearing these words today, it means God has opened a channel directly to your spirit. The confusion that once blocked your path is gone. The signs you kept ignoring are becoming louder. Your dreams, your intuition, your inner voice, everything is becoming sharper because your spiritual communication is now clear. God is finally speaking to you without interference. What you feel in your heart is not imagination. It is divine guidance. This is the moment when your spirit awakens to the truth that has been waiting for you. So stay with me, because what you're about to hear will shift your entire path. Before we go deeper into this message, do these 3 things to align your spirit. Like the video, comment, "Thank you God for guiding me," and subscribe to send your signal to the universe. You're hearing your inner voice more clearly. You're hearing your inner voice more clearly now. And that itself is a huge sign that something spiritual is shifting inside you. Earlier, life felt like a maze. You would stand at a crossroads and feel completely stuck, not knowing which direction to choose. Your mind used to jump from one thought to another, creating confusion and doubt. Every small decision felt like a burden, and no matter how much you tried, you couldn't hear what your heart truly wanted. But now, something has changed. You may not even realize when it happened, but your inner voice has started becoming louder, calmer, and more direct. It's no longer hiding behind fear or anxiety. It's speaking to you like a gentle whisper that somehow feels more real than the noise outside. This inner voice doesn't shout, it guides. It shows you the right choice without forcing you. You start feeling a quiet confidence about certain things, even if you don't have all the answers yet. Instead of panicking the way you used to, you now pause, breathe, and listen. And surprisingly, you receive clarity faster than before. This is not coincidence. This is divine communication. God is clearing your spiritual channel so you can finally hear Him without interruption. The confusion that once clouded your mind is lifting. The noise that used to drain your energy is fading. Your spirit is being tuned like a musical instrument, so the guidance can flow smoothly. You may have noticed that the voice inside you feels different now. It's not harsh, not fearful, not uncertain. It feels warm, steady, loving, and reassuring. Sometimes it tells you to wait. Sometimes it pushes you to move. Sometimes it warns you gently when something or someone doesn't feel right. And the most amazing thing is, you are actually listening. Earlier, you would ignore your intuition, or second-guess it, or think you were imagining things. But now, your heart recognizes that this is not imagination. It is spiritual guidance coming from a higher place, because when God wants to guide you into your next chapter, He doesn't start outside. He starts inside you. He clears your inner space first. He silences the unnecessary voices. He calms your fears. He removes the confusion that once controlled you. And then He speaks to you through that quiet inner voice, which you are finally hearing clearly. This clarity is a blessing many people pray for, but you are experiencing it naturally because God has chosen to communicate with you directly in this season. You'll notice you no longer feel lost the way you used to. Even if things around you are uncertain, your heart somehow knows what feels right and what doesn't. You're not forcing decisions anymore. You're flowing into them. You can sense when something aligns with your purpose and when it doesn't. This is spiritual maturity. This is divine connection. This is God saying, "I am guiding you. trust this voice. Your inner voice is not just clearer, it is becoming your compass. And this is the beginning of a powerful spiritual transformation in your life. Signs are showing up faster than before. Signs are showing up in your life faster than ever before. And deep down, you can feel that it's not random. Earlier, you might have noticed small hints from the universe, but they were rare and difficult to understand. Sometimes you saw a sign, sometimes you didn't, and most of the time, you simply brushed it off as coincidence. But now, something different is happening. The signs are coming repeatedly, clearly, and in patterns that you can no longer ignore. It's like God has turned up the volume on your spiritual connection and wants to make sure you don't miss the message anymore. You might be seeing repeating numbers like 111, 222, 444, or your birth date showing up again and again. Or perhaps certain words or phrases keep appearing wherever you go. On your phone, on social media, in conversations, even in your dreams. These signs may feel small, but they speak loudly to your spirit. They appear at the perfect moment, when you're thinking about something important, or when you're feeling confused or stuck. And as soon as you see them, you instantly know it has meaning. You don't have to force yourself to interpret it. The meaning rises naturally inside you. This happens because your spiritual communication is becoming clear. God is making sure that every message reaches you without delay. Earlier, you weren't fully open or aligned. Your mind was cluttered with stress, fear, worry, and doubt, and all of that created a kind of fog. But now that the fog is clearing, your spirit is becoming more sensitive and more alert. You're able to pick up signals that you once missed. You can connect dots that you once ignored. You can feel direction in things you once overlooked. And the most powerful part is this: the signs come quickly and consistently because you're entering a spiritually awakened phase. When your spirit wakes up, the universe doesn't whisper. It speaks loudly, again and again, until the message becomes impossible to ignore. The signs may show up in dreams that feel too real to forget. You may have sudden moments where your intuition says, "Pay attention." You may feel guided towards certain people, places, or decisions without knowing why. And when you look back later, everything makes perfect sense. These signs are not just messages, they are confirmations. They show you that you're not walking alone. They show you that God is watching your steps and aligning things around you. They show you that you are being guided into a new chapter. This constant flow of signs is like spiritual GPS, recalculating your path and nudging you gently in the right direction. When signs start coming this fast, it means your spirit is ready. It means your communication channel with God is open. It means you have stepped into a higher level of awareness where nothing is accidental and everything has meaning. You are being prepared, guided, and aligned for something bigger. You feel a strong pull towards something new. You've been feeling a strange inner pull lately, a quiet but powerful feeling inside you that something new is coming. On the outside, nothing looks different. Your routine is the same, your surroundings are the same, and life appears normal. But deep within you, there's a shift happening. It's almost like your spirit is whispering, "Get ready." You don't know exactly what's coming, but you can sense that your life is preparing to move in a new direction. This feeling is not anxiety, not confusion, and not restlessness. It's a divine tug from God, pulling you gently toward the next chapter of your life. The interesting thing about this inner pull is that it doesn't come with a full explanation. God doesn't show you the whole picture at once. Instead, He gives you a feeling. an unshakable awareness that something is changing. You may find yourself losing interest in things that once excited you. You may feel distant from old habits, old places, or old relationships. It's not because you're tired or bored. It's because your spirit has outgrown them. You're being prepared for something bigger, something deeper, something more aligned with who you are becoming. This pull can show up in subtle ways. Maybe your thoughts drift toward new ideas or dreams you've pushed aside for years. Maybe you keep imagining a different life, a different path, or a different version of yourself, and it feels more real than ever before. Maybe certain opportunities, messages, or people show up at the perfect moment, nudging you in the same direction that your spirit is already feeling drawn to. You might even wake up some days with a sense of excitement for no specific reason, like your soul already knows something your mind has not discovered yet. This is not random. This is spiritual alignment. When God is aligning you for the next phase, He doesn't start by changing your external world. He starts by shifting your internal world. He activates a desire inside you to move forward. He places a sense of divine restlessness in your spirit so you don't stay stuck in places that can no longer grow you. He gives you the inner confirmation that your story is about to open up in a new way. And even though you don't know the full destination, you still feel guided. That's how you know this pull is divine. Fear pulls you down, but God pulls you forward. Fear creates confusion, but God creates clarity in the form of a quiet knowing. This pull gives you strength. It gives you hope. It gives you direction even without details. You may not realize it, but this inner shift is the first step of a major transformation. When God says, "Your next chapter is ready," your spirit feels it before your eyes see it. That pull you're feeling is your soul moving ahead of your life, because what's coming is bigger than what you're leaving behind. And this inner pull is the clearest sign that you are being guided into something new, something purposeful, and something meant only for you. Your discernment has become sharper. Your discernment has become sharper, and even if you haven't fully realized it yet, your spirit knows the difference. Earlier in your life, you struggled to understand people. Some came with sweet words, but wrong intentions, and some came quietly with genuine hearts. But you couldn't always tell which was which. Sometimes you trusted too quickly and ended up hurt. Other times you doubted good people because your past experiences made you cautious. But now, something has shifted inside you. You're no longer depending only on what your eyes see or what your ears hear. You're sensing people with your spirit first. This new clarity is not coming from fear or overthinking. It's coming from God sharpening your inner intuition. When God strengthens your spiritual communication, He doesn't just guide you toward the right path. He also protects you from the wrong people. Suddenly, you're able to feel when someone is hiding something behind their smile. You can sense when someone's words don't match their energy. You can pick up on subtle things that others don't notice: tone, intentions, behaviors, small signs that reveal what someone is truly after. This is not paranoia. This is discernment. Discernment is a spiritual gift, and you're growing into it. You may find yourself stepping back from certain conversations or distancing yourself from certain people without any logical reason. You may feel uncomfortable around someone even if they seem friendly to everyone else. Or you may feel peace around someone you barely know. That's not coincidence. That is your spirit doing the talking. The beauty of this discernment is that it gives you protection without making you bitter. You're not becoming cold-hearted or closed off. Instead, you're learning how to keep your heart open but your eyes awake. You're no longer fooled by appearances. You're no longer blinded by flattery. You can feel energies, intentions, and motives before someone even says a word. And this ability is making your journey safer and clearer. Earlier, you used to think that being a good person meant giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. You believed that everyone deserved a chance. And while that kindness is beautiful, it often left you vulnerable to people who didn't value your heart. But now, God is protecting your goodness by empowering your awareness. You can still be loving, but now you are wise. You can still be open, but now you are selective. You can still be kind, but now you choose where to invest your kindness. Your spirit has become your shield. You can walk into a room and instantly sense the atmosphere. You can talk to someone briefly and instantly know if their presence is uplifting or draining. You no longer need dramatic signs to recognize danger. Your intuition alerts you long before the situation becomes harmful. This sharpened discernment is a sign that you're leveling up spiritually. It means God trusts you with deeper wisdom. It means you're becoming the kind of person who walks with clarity, confidence, and spiritual awareness. And from now on, your path will be safer, your choices will be wiser, and your relationships will be more aligned. Because your spirit now sees what your eyes used to miss. Your prayers are turning into answers. Your prayers are finally turning into answers, and you can feel it in the small shifts happening around you. There was a time when you prayed with so much hope, but nothing seemed to move. You wondered whether God was listening, whether your voice mattered, or whether the right moment would ever come. You waited, you questioned, and you held on, even when it felt like nothing was happening. But now, something is different. Those prayers you whispered months ago, maybe even years ago, are slowly taking shape. You're beginning to see movement in places that were completely still. Things that stayed stuck for so long are now loosening, opening, and changing without you forcing anything. This is what happens when your spiritual communication becomes clear. Earlier, your spirit wasn't fully aligned with God's timing. You were praying from a place of worry or impatience, and your heart wasn't ready for the answer. But now you've grown, healed, and matured spiritually. Your mindset is different, your energy is different, and your connection with God has become stronger. Because of that alignment, God's answers are reaching you faster and more naturally. You might notice little breakthroughs first, an unexpected opportunity, a conversation that opens a door, a piece of news that gives you hope, or a solution that suddenly appears after months of waiting. These small signs are not random. They are the beginning of the bigger blessings you prayed for. God often answers in steps, not all at once, so you can grow into the blessing instead of being overwhelmed by it. And now, you're seeing those steps clearly. You may also find that your prayers feel different when you speak them now. There is less desperation and more faith, less fear and more trust. Earlier, you prayed, hoping something might happen. Now you pray, knowing something will happen. This shift in your heart is exactly why the answers are coming. God responds quickly when your spirit is in the right posture, open, ready, and surrendered. Sometimes answers come through people. Someone offers help unexpectedly. Someone remembers you at the right moment. Someone gives you information, support, or guidance that pushes your life forward. Sometimes answers come through changes within you, new confidence, new ideas, new strength that help you move toward what you asked for. Sometimes answers come through opportunities that arrive suddenly, like doors that open before you even knock. You might even realize that some delays were not punishments, they were protections. God held certain things back until you became strong enough, wise enough, and spiritually prepared enough to receive them. Now that you're aligned, the delays are ending. The flow is starting. Your path is clearing. The most powerful part is this: you're no longer waiting for miracles. You're living inside them. Your life is slowly shifting into the direction of every prayer you spoke with tears, pain, and hope. God is saying, "You're ready now. Here is the answer you've been waiting for." Your prayers are not just being heard, they are being answered, step by step, right in front of you. Your emotional pain is losing its power. Your emotional pain is losing its power, and even if you haven't said it out loud, you can feel this shift deep within you. There was a time when your mind felt heavy all the time. Old memories would replay again and again, and you couldn't stop them. Hurtful words from the past used to echo inside you. Betrayal, disappointment, rejection. Every wound used to feel like fresh pain. You carried it quietly, pretending you were fine on the outside, while your heart struggled on the inside. But something has changed now. Those same memories don't break you the way they used to. The things that once made you cry for hours now pass through you without shaking your spirit. This is not because you've become cold or numb. It's because you're healing. And not just healing, you're healing faster, deeper, and more naturally than ever before. Earlier, one small trigger could bring back months of pain. Now, when a memory surfaces, it doesn't crush you. It feels lighter, softer, almost like your heart is trying to release it instead of holding it. You're finally freeing yourself from emotional weight that you carried for far too long. This shift is a sign that God is clearing your spiritual communication. When your spirit opens up to divine clarity, your heart automatically begins to let go of everything that was hurting it. You stop fighting the past. You stop blaming yourself. You stop holding on to things that were never meant to stay. Forgiveness becomes easier, not because the pain wasn't real, but because you finally understand that holding on to it only kept you stuck. You're learning that healing isn't forgetting what happened. It's refusing to let what happened control your future. You may notice that you're becoming more patient with yourself. You're not judging your emotions the way you used to. Instead of thinking, "Why am I like this?" you're asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" That small shift in thinking is emotional growth. It shows you've stepped into a healthier version of yourself. Your heart is no longer fighting the old story. It's rewriting it. You're also understanding people differently. The anger you once held is fading. The bitterness is melting. You're able to look at situations from a place of wisdom rather than hurt. You see why certain things happened. You understand why some people acted the way they did. And with that understanding comes a natural sense of peace. Not because everything was fair, but because God is giving you the emotional freedom you once prayed for. Most importantly, you're not searching for closure from others anymore. You're giving closure to yourself. You've stopped waiting for apologies that will never come. You've stopped expecting people to fix the pain they caused. God is doing that for you. Slowly, gently, silently. He is removing the emotional weight layer by layer. Your heart is lighter now because you're finally aligned with divine truth. The past no longer defines you. The pain no longer controls you. You are healing, and this time, the healing is real, permanent, and spiritual. You're making decisions with peace, not fear. You're making decisions with peace now, not fear. And that is one of the clearest signs that your spirit has shifted. Earlier in your life, fear had a strong grip on you. Every choice felt risky. Every step felt heavy. You always imagined the worst first. What if it goes wrong? What if I'm not ready? What if I fail? That fear didn't just slow you down, it froze you. It made you avoid opportunities, stay in situations that hurt you, and doubt your own abilities. You were constantly battling between what you wanted and what you were scared of. But now, something inside you is different. You're still careful. You still think things through, but you're no longer paralyzed by fear. You're not letting your past experiences dictate your future choices. Instead of making decisions from a place of panic or insecurity, you're making them from a place of calm understanding. That inner calm didn't appear by accident. God put it there. He cleared your spirit so fear would stop controlling your direction. He replaced confusion with clarity and panic with peace. This peaceful decision-making feels new because it doesn't shout. It guides. You're starting to choose things that feel right, not things that feel safe. You're choosing based on what aligns with your heart, not what satisfies your fear. And when you make a decision now, even if it's a big one, there is a quiet confidence inside you that wasn't there before. It's like a gentle reassurance that says, "This is the right step." You may have noticed that you no longer overthink every small detail the way you used to. You're trusting yourself more. You're trusting God more. You're trusting the process more. Even when you don't know exactly how things will unfold, you still move forward because your spirit feels supported. This is what happens when fear loses its power. You start walking with faith instead of hesitation. You're also becoming more honest with yourself. Earlier, you said yes to things out of pressure or fear of disappointing someone. Now, you're able to say no with peace. You make choices that protect your mental and emotional health. You choose paths that allow you to grow instead of shrinking yourself to fit situations that don't honor you. This is not selfishness. This is spiritual maturity. Another sign of this shift is that your body feels different when you make decisions. Fear used to tighten your chest, make your stomach heavy, or make your mind chaotic. But now, when a decision is right for you, your body feels relaxed, your mind feels clear, and your heart feels steady. Peace becomes your internal compass. If something doesn't feel peaceful, you don't force it anymore. You've learned that anything guided by God brings calm, not confusion. This way of choosing isn't just wise, it's freeing. It takes away the pressure to be perfect or to get everything right. You understand now that as long as your decisions are made with peace, they will lead you where you're meant to go. Your decisions are no longer controlled by fear. They are designed by clarity, guided by peace, and supported by God. You're attracting the right people. You're attracting the right people now. And this shift is happening so naturally that you may not even realize how powerful it truly is. For a long time, your life was filled with connections that drained you. People who took more than they gave. People who misunderstood your heart. People who came with hidden motives, or people who brought chaos instead of peace. You kept wondering why relationships felt heavy, or why you always had to force things to work. But now, the energy around you has changed. As your spiritual communication becomes clearer, your circle begins to change with it. The wrong people quietly fall away, and the right ones start appearing at the perfect time. These new connections don't feel forced. They feel easy, smooth, and aligned. You don't have to pretend, impress, chase, or explain yourself. You can simply be who you are, and they meet you with understanding and support. It's like God is handpicking people and placing them on your path, to help you grow, heal, and move forward. These souls come with purpose. Some bring guidance you needed. Some bring encouragement you've been missing. Some bring opportunities that shift your life. And some simply bring peace, something your spirit has craved for years. You'll notice that conversations with these people feel different. They're deeper, more meaningful, and honest. They inspire you without trying. They understand you without long explanations. They respect your boundaries and appreciate your presence. Most importantly, they match your energy. There's a natural connection that feels like you've known them longer than you actually have. This happens because your spirit has shifted. When your inner world changes, your outer world follows. Earlier, you were emotionally and spiritually in a place where you attracted people who matched your wounds. But now that you're healing, you're attracting people who match your growth. This is why your circle feels different. You're no longer drawn to drama, gossip, manipulation, or negativity. Your soul now craves peace, honesty, loyalty, and purpose. And God responds to that shift by sending people who carry those qualities. You may also notice that the right people show up exactly when you need them. When you're feeling confused, someone comes with clarity. When you're discouraged, someone shows up with encouragement. When you're thinking about a new direction, someone appears who has experience in that very area. These coincidences are not coincidences at all. They are divine connections. And just as new people enter your life, some old relationships quietly fade. There's no fight, no argument, no drama, just a natural separation. That's because those bonds belonged to your old chapter, not the new one. God removes people who can't walk with you into the next season, and He replaces them with souls who actually align with your purpose. This shift in your relationships is not small. It's spiritual alignment in action. You are finally surrounded by people who uplift your spirit, match your energy, and help you grow. And your life becomes lighter, clearer, and more supported because of it. You feel spiritually connected, even in silence. You feel spiritually connected, even in silence. And that is one of the most powerful shifts happening inside you right now. There was a time when silence felt uncomfortable. When everything around you got quiet, your mind would become loud, filled with worries, fears, and memories you didn't want to face. Being alone felt heavy, and you often looked for distractions just to escape your own thoughts. But now, something beautiful has changed. Your quiet moments no longer feel empty. They feel full. The silence that once made you anxious now gives you peace. This is because, in that silence, you can feel God with you. You don't hear a voice in your ears, but you feel a presence in your heart. You don't see anything with your eyes, but something inside you knows you're not alone. Your spirit feels held, supported, and surrounded, even when the room is still. It's a deep inner connection that you can't fully explain, but you can't deny it either. It's like your soul has found a safe place within itself. You may notice that you no longer need noise, company, or distractions to feel okay. You can sit quietly for a few minutes and feel a gentle warmth, a sense of calm, or a quiet confidence rising within you. This is God's presence, becoming more real in your life. Not in dramatic ways, but in moments of stillness. When God clears your spiritual communication, He strengthens your relationship with Him. And that relationship becomes so strong that even silence starts speaking to you. You don't feel lost the way you used to. You don't feel spiritually empty the way you once did. You aren't searching outside for answers or validation. Instead, you find them within yourself. Your spirit has become a place where peace lives, and that peace is your confirmation that God is close. Even if life around you is busy, stressful, or uncertain, something inside you remains steady. This inner connection also gives you a new sense of confidence. You feel guided even when you don't have a clear plan. You feel protected even when you're stepping into something new. You feel watched over even when no one else is around. This is divine companionship, and it's becoming part of your everyday life. There will be moments when you're simply sitting alone, no music, no phone, no noise, and suddenly you feel overwhelmed with gratitude or calmness. That's your spirit recognizing God's presence. You're becoming more sensitive to spiritual signals, more aware of divine guidance, and more in tune with your higher purpose. Another powerful aspect of this connection is that you don't feel the need to rush anymore. The silence teaches you patience. It teaches you trust. It teaches you to listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. The world moves fast, but your spirit has learned to slow down and understand what truly matters. This connection is not temporary. It's not a momentary feeling. It's a sign that your spiritual communication is fully active. You don't have to seek outward proof. Your heart already knows the truth. You are spiritually connected, guided from within, and supported in ways deeper than words can describe. This connection is your confirmation. God is with you, even in the quiet.